Hey, it's your girl Cherie. I apologize. This is part 2. It got a little bit emotional for me the other day. So, anyway, we're getting back to how I was diagnosed with antiphospholipid. So, anyway, I had my gorgeous baby, and we had a beautiful ceremony for her. And I think I left off where my dad's FIFO. He's always been FIFO, not anymore, but used to. And I remember just laying on his side of the bed. I was just like, oh, my dad. Because, I've just got these 2 amazing parents who are just, oh my gosh, they're out of this world. I'm blessed. But I just had to lay on his side of the bed. I thought nobody can help me, but I need my dad. I need a hug. Anyway, so it was just a big head beep, right? So everything had happened. We had a beautiful ceremony. A gorgeous friend of ours, Tom, he's just a very well-spoken man. He's really gentle and he's unreal. So Tom actually basically led the whole ceremony, and we had to wait for my dad to come home, which was probably a week and a half. So I think it gave me closure. I had balloons, we let them off, we had Shantae cremated, so we had her ashes with us, and it was time to move on with life. And I remember laying there going, I can't do this. This is not normal. Who do I turn to? What do I, like? And then you think, oh my God, I'm having to talk about it. And the bit that got me was when you'd be around people, okay? And they're like, oh, because they're all young and, having babies, finding their partners. And then it was like talking about birth and everything, and I was like, yeah, my labor went for 12 hours. And they were like, you don't even have a kid, so how are you in labor? And I was like, oh my gosh, people are not educated. You think pregnancy, you think successful. There are people that have, and you feel stupid, but you don't want to feel stupid at the same time, because you're like, hey, I still have to honor my daughter. She came out of my body, I gave birth to her, but at the same time, I don't want that awkwardness. So I found myself hiding a lot of it from me. I would come up to her anniversary and I would just turn. I will be the biggest beep, and I wouldn't know what to do. I'm like, oh my God, then yeah. So I'm not going to go too far in because it's all in my book and you all have to buy the book. But yeah, we finally had a beautiful ceremony. So it got to the point where we had to learn how to live again, and I was like, you know what, I need answers. And someone's going to give them to me, and someone's going to pay the price. And I remember going into the doctors, and I was like, you know what? I need to find out. I need an autopsy. And they wouldn't release her body until I did the autopsy, and then they cremated her after that. But yeah, so anyway, got the autopsy results, and it came back as there was major blood clots in the placenta and in the fallopian tube. And the doctor was like, you have antiphospholipid syndrome, you have a clotting factor in your body. And I was like, my mum has it, my uncle have it, and I've been tested. How could I not have it and then I have it? But the doctors don't test automatically for that. It doesn't come up in all the general tests. So you have to be precise. and you have to say, you know, this, and this. And yeah, so I found out that it was antiphospholipid syndrome. And so then I went to see a hematologist, and it was just crazy. I just have to have aspirin, morning and night, yeah, things like that. And then, yeah, I look at it as like it could be both ways, right? I miss her incredibly, and my heart just hurts so much. But at the same time, I'm like, she saved me. And she saved me, and I could never forget that. But do you know what? Yeah. She was a blessing. But yeah, that's how I just couldn't give up on it. I needed to find answers. I needed to know why and who to blame. And even if there wasn't anyone to blame, I just needed to have closure. And I'm lucky because I'm a big mouth. You know, for those people that get afraid and then they don't answer, they don't ask the questions, they don't get any answers, and it's like, this is another reason why I'm doing this whole interviews and podcasts and support groups, because we all need to talk about it. It's part of our lives. There can't be one. Actually, I remember a good friend of mine, we both sat one day and it was just awful. I was pregnant. She was getting married, and then I lost my baby. They got married, and then we lost Danny. We lost him, and you know, at the beginning, we were so excited. We were so happy, and we're like, oh my God, our lives are coming, and we're getting to share them all together. That new year, we were shattered. It was 2008 was just a horrible, horrible year. So yeah, if you have to take responsibility for yourselves, you have to look at yourself like a project. Set your goals and choose 5 mini goals. They can be realistic. Like I'm gonna prep my meals for next week, or I'm gonna go and watch this, and this. You have to, guys. You have to take control. No one else can. Speak up. Speak up. All right. I'm sorry that I got upset at the end. It doesn't get easier. Yeah, so look, stay fresh and stay safe. Bon voyage.